Today on Citiline, Shakespeare, dance, writing, art. We look at some of the ways young people are learning to hone their creativity by focusing on their special gifts. Hello everyone, welcome to Citiline. I'm Karen Holmes Ward. Almost everyone once dreamed of becoming an artist. The next Monet, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Alvin Ailey, or Denzel Washington. But those dreams may have been squashed when you were told you'd better get used to being hungry if you choose a life of art. Well, today we feature several people who dared to pursue their dreams and opened up the worlds of theater, writing, dance, and the visual arts for Boston youth. We begin with the Publick Theater, where young people have the chance to train with professionals and showcase their talent outdoors in front of a live audience, the way Shakespeare would have wanted it.
Art has an awful lot to say to feed the human mind and the human soul, particularly at times of great need for a culture. It's the life, it's the soul of a culture. There's something else at work here.
It doesn't give you the perspective as much.
That something else led Diego Arceniegas, actor and artistic director of the Shakespeare-based Publick Theater in Allston, into the world of theater.
I had always dreamt of starting a theater company. And so the opportunity sort of presented itself, and I just didn't ask questions. I just went ahead and did.
The Publick Theater stands apart from many theaters in Boston. It's an outdoor theater that rests on a man-made island. For the past 33 years, Publick Theater has dealt primarily with Shakespeare. However, 4 years ago, many were uncertain whether Publick Theater would last another day. In September of 2000, an electrical fire threatened to ruin everything. The artistic director at the time left the company in the hands of Arceniegas.
Several of my colleagues and I got together and said, we can't let this happen. That's when you get the opportunity to say...
Immediately, Arceniegas made the necessary changes. He assembled a new acting company, recruited the most talented individuals for the artistic staff, rewrote the mission statement, and added 2 new programs to the theater.
There are not enough opportunities for Boston youth. We don't train young people in the arts sufficiently so that a cross-section of them can actually make that leap into the professional world.
He sought to make the next generation of classically trained actors more accurately reflect the demographics of the city. What was Arceniegas' solution? The Young Company and the Shakespeare Workshop. The Young Company is comprised of 20 to 25 actors ages 14 to 19 who come from all over Greater Boston.
It's very intense. The whole idea of the Young Company was based on the apprenticeship programs in Shakespeare's day. Actors 14, 16 years of age were actually playing the lead roles on the main stage. So we try not to condescend to kids. We think that they've got it in them to take on the tasks of an adult actor. So the idea is through emulation, by seeing another actor go through a certain discipline, be taught by that same actor, and then eventually take over that actor's roles, they can get a sense of the work that needs to be done.
From 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon for 4 weeks, spanning through July and August, these young actors demonstrate the power of the spoken word through vocals training, warm-up exercises, comprehensive text work, and mentoring from the main stage company. All preparation for the grandest task by assuming the roles their main stage mentors have trained them in and putting on a play.
But worthy Hector, she is a theme of honor and renown.
For 4 evenings in August, we hand over the sets, the lights, the props of the professional production, and so they get to actually play with the toys that we've been playing all summer long.
Cry, Trojans, cry!
During the summer, the theater performed 2 plays, Troilus and Cressida and The Merchant of Venice, directed by Arceniegas.
Troilus and Cressida takes place 7 years into the Trojan War. And they get together and they summon a council to determine their reasons for having gone to war in the first place. And they can't agree on the reasons. And against this backdrop is a love story of 2 kids on the opposite side. It's Romeo and Juliet all over again, except this time they are not granted the luxury of a noble death.
Oh,
my Antonio, I do know of these.
The Merchant of Venice, I'm fascinated by because I think that the story has a different telling. I think it's a play about xenophobia, homophobia, racial resentment, and ethnic hatred.
Nearly 500 years later, Shakespeare's works still resonate in our society and with Arseniegas. However, he admits that there are misconceptions about Shakespeare and art in general that turn people off.
Art tends to be the purview of the privileged or the intellectual. Art is something that everybody can partake of and can enjoy. It's not something that's supposed to be painful and boring.
It's a vision Arseniegas wants to share with everyone who attends the performances at the Publick Theater.
And hither am I come.
Victoria George, a rising senior at Wellesley College, is taking full advantage of the hands-on experience as she interns with the Main Stage Company.
The reason why I did it and I asked to be an intern was so that I could get the experience and also talk to actors who have been through it, who have been in the Boston area and have been in a lot of other productions as well.
George's aspirations do not end with the Publick Theater.
This is just a start for me, and I do hope I continue working in the area, or at least in theater. I think it's great with Shakespeare. It doesn't really matter what color you are.
Arseniegas says budding actors need to think hard about the difficulties of finding work before leaping into the field.
I think the first thing to do is get the best training you can. On top of getting great training, get out and do the work. Go do 1 million bad plays, or do 1 million plays badly, because you learn by doing.
Lovers cry, oh, they die. If that which seems the wound to kill is
The Publick Theater runs during the summer, but Diego Arseniegas and his colleagues are preparing for performances long before they're seen on stage. For more information about the theater and its young company, check out publicktheater.com. When we come back, why success and sweat go hand in hand for teams at the Dance Collective.